This is the first of a series of videos that I want to launch exploring the joys of awareness. And the reason I want to do this is because I find that it's so easy to elaborate on where we are collectively and individually in terms of the challenges that we face and in terms of all the things that we need to work on and fix. And I think that can often take away from all the things that there are, all the reasons we have to celebrate, and all the gifts we have to be grateful for. And awareness is a great gift. And I know that when I use the word awareness, a lot of people don't know what I mean, and that's my fault entirely. I've never bothered to elaborate on it or define it. And I do that deliberately on many levels, is because I don't think it's for me to define for anyone what awareness is, first and foremost. But yet, and also I really do my best to refrain from imposing my ideas on anyone, because that's the thing that I think can do the most damage. But at the same time, when you refrain too much from imposing views or sharing your views, you can create a lot of confusion and ambiguity around what you mean. So I'd like to make some effort at elaborating on what I mean by awareness, and also explore, as I said, the joys of awareness through these series of videos, of which this is the first. So today I want to talk about the simplicity of awareness, because I think that's its great power, the simplicity of it all. And strangely enough, it's its simplicity, at least what I mean by awareness, that simplicity behind the act of it, is what I think confuses a lot of people. Because quite frankly, we have been conditioned for the most part is to look to others to tell us how to engage in certain acts. So particularly why I refrain from elaborating on awareness is because I often believe that viewers or people who will come out to the events are looking for someone to tell them, to prescribe to them a technique. And for me, awareness in its I don't like to use this word very often because it can create idealism, but what's coming to me in its purity, in a way, is a technique that is a non-technique. Now, that may confuse a lot of people. Okay, now what is he talking about? A technique that's a non-technique. How can you even practice something? I'm sure some of you are thinking, how can you practice awareness if this guy's not even going to tell us what it is? But that's the thing. The actual intention to practice awareness takes us away from awareness. Because then we get caught up in our mind in trying to be in a certain state. So follow me here. If you are trying to look for a technique, or looking for me to define a technique, what you're trying to do is to be aware, to see if you're in awareness or not in awareness. But by doing that, we create an ideal out of the state of awareness. We start to think that awareness has certain attributes, certain qualities. And if you're listening to this, you may be looking for me, so-called, expert, in quotes here, on awareness, to elaborate on what those characteristics are, what those traits are, what those skill sets are that define awareness. But by defining awareness, we are then playing a very elusive game, but a very dangerous game, because then we're trying to become in a state, trying to move towards a state. And any attempt to move towards a state, whatever state it may be, and in this case it's awareness, is taking us away from where we really are. So the very idea of being aware or being in the moment creates a lot of conflict and overriding tendencies. And what I mean by overriding tendencies is we begin to take our attention away from what's really happening. inside of ourselves and focus and stress on becoming aware or becoming in the moment or becoming balanced or becoming fearless or becoming all these ideas of becoming this and becoming that are creating tension in the body. Not that tension is negative, but creating added tension, if I will, and added stress. But more importantly, it's taking us away from what's really happening. So there is no definition of awareness in my books. And any definition is not necessarily what's at fault here, but what we need to look at is what is it in ourselves that is seeking a definition? What is it in you that needs you to be aware? And what is it in you maybe that now thinking, okay, is awareness the new ideal? And now that I've got to be aware, and how do I become aware? And how can I learn to be aware? And how can I be aware every moment? What's that all about? Where is that coming from? Today it's awareness, tomorrow it's enlightenment, tomorrow, the next day it's about being balanced, but there's always something to be, always something to become, always some new measure to judge yourself against. And that's part of the conflict that, again, I want to draw your awareness to. Not so that you get rid of it, but so that you may give company to it.